Alrighty guys, welcome back to another one. We're doing a 14 pellet single lot load, 31 cal, in the LBC50 Wad, 3-inch 12 gauge. Now, Roger Atkins has done a lot with the LBC50 Wad lately. He has discovered a few things. One, you can't half or 3/4 cut this wad. If you do, then 90% of the time, the pellets are going to get stuck in the wad, and the wad essentially becomes a slug of sorts. The pellets don't leave the wad. You'll see a big hole at even 50 yards in your patterning board. And it wasn't just Roger that noticed this. A few people in the Buck and Slug reloading group on Facebook that I'm in. If you aren't in that, go check it out. It's Buck and Slug Reloaders on Facebook. They've noticed that too. So this wad has to be full cut. But that's not a problem. It doesn't matter because this wad throws insanely tight patterns even with the full cut. Now, to full cut it, I'm using Gary Caskey's wad slitter here for 16 gauge, but it also works great for 12 gauge, as you'll see. What you want to do is make the slits in between these little windows here. It has 4 of them around the base of the wad. Line up your blades between, or your pocket knife, whatever you have to slit these with, line it up between those little windows. Those are the hinge points. And right there we go. Awesome. Got 4 pedals, full cut. Right in between those windows. Alright, now powder charge I'm using is 29 grains of long shot. Alright, there's our 29 grains. LBC50 Wad. You could use the TPS White Lightning here if you wanted to, or the TPS Gray Wad, 3-inch, it doesn't matter. But this video is focusing on the LBC50. I'm really impressed by it. Guys, if you haven't seen any of Roger Atkins' videos, go check him out on YouTube. You ain't gotta tell him I sent you or anything. Roger has some really good videos, a lot to learn from. I've learned a lot from him. Yeah, just go check him out. I'm sure he'd appreciate, all the extra views and stuff. I'm using about a 1/8 inch chunk of fiber cushion wad here. You don't need it, but I like the extra cushion, and it does take up some stack height if you want to fold crimp these, which I'm doing. If you want to roll them, then stack height isn't so important. There's also Gary Caskey's wad tamper here. Just made it flat in the bottom. These wads are also flat on the bottom. That's why you don't need the fiber cushion. But anyway, we have that flat now. I'm using 14 pellets of 31 cal. You could use 16 if you wanted to, but I'm using 14. These stack by 2s beautifully in here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Guys, the reason why I'm using 14 pellets is because it comes up exactly to the top of the wad. I know it's hard to see, but it's exactly to the top of the wad. Got a little bit out of order there. Alright, anyway, the buffer I'm using is number 47. Been using that a lot lately. Just trying to finish off this can of it here. That's all. Just enough to cover the pellets up. I may need to bust out another can here. Nah, looks like I'll be alright. Tell you what, I'm just going to pour that in my hand. Looks like got it right there. Covered up all but the top row of pellets. That's fine. Using a very thin piece of 24 gauge nitro car to ride on top. That's just for a little bit better crimp. Also helps keep the buffer in. going with the 6-point, which is the back station, not the front station. How's that for a pre-crimp? As always, I give it a few crimps. That is a very good one. Very good looking shell. All it could use now is a slot taper, which I don't have a roll crimp tool that'll put a taper on my shells, unfortunately. But the only semi-auto 12 gauge I have is an AK-12 JTS M12AK, and it eats anything. It does not care if it has a taper. And the rest of my 12s are pumps or single shot, so I could live without a taper, but it would be nice to have one. I might pick me up a GOP someday. But for now, I'm happy with that right there. Looks beautiful. About like factory. Well, guys, I want to thank you for watching. If you got any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section down below. We will get back to you. Please like and subscribe. We greatly appreciate that, and we will see you in the next one.